After just 6 years, Whole Foods announces it is checking out of Englewood. The grocery chain's departure is a big blow to the Southside neighborhood that's long suffered from a lack of healthy food options. Joining us now with more on addressing food insecurity and food deserts in Chicago are Liz Abuna, owner of 40 Acres Fresh Market, a grocery business launched in 2018 to address food access in the Austin neighborhood. Aisha Butler, co-founder and CEO of RAGE, that's the Resident Association of Greater Englewood, and Dion Dawson, founder of Dion's Chicago Dream, a nonprofit delivering boxes of free fresh produce throughout Chicago. Welcome all of you back to Chicago tonight. Aisha, let's start with you, please. How surprised were you by this announcement from Whole Foods?
On the day of, I was a bit surprised, but we actually been hearing rumors for probably like the last 2 years. A couple of times it was said to me that they were possibly closing, but when the reality came, it was a bit of a shocker.
When you were hearing these rumors, was there also speculation about why?
Well, when I heard those rumors, I'm still in very close contact with the former CEO, and I also talked to the developer, and I went right to them when I heard them. And they were saying that the sales were low, but this was right before COVID, and they were still going to stick it out. And then I'm not sure what happened after COVID. I heard it again, probably in December. And then only thing I heard was that it was low performing. It wasn't a lot of traffic. And then finally, just a decision I heard, on Friday morning.
Okay. So State Representative Sonia Harper, who represents the area, released a statement saying, quote, "I was proud to work with Whole Foods to bring a new location to Englewood because they claimed their decision was not based on profitability, but rather a desire to help provide access to healthy groceries for residents." Liz, you are in the grocery business. Do grocery stores need to be held to a higher standard or higher moral standard than other business people?
I think grocery stores should be held to their word. So if your word is that it's not about profitability, then I think you have to give the store more time to gain that profitability and traction. And we also have to remember that Whole Foods went through a huge ownership change not long after the store opened. The ownership of Whole Foods is very different than the ownership of Amazon and what they value. And from the feedback I have heard is that was immediately evident in the store over time, that it wasn't the same Whole Foods once Amazon took over the Whole Foods name.
Dion Dawson, you figured out how to get healthy food to people without having, the cost of an actual building. Tell us about your nonprofit.
Definitely. Our nonprofit focuses on providing brand new fruits and vegetables and stabilizing access to that quality. And so, in thinking about our solution, we had to have an option that focused on the end user experience, focused on the resident. And when you're thinking about the resident and you're talking to the resident and you're generating this data and of the perceptions and how to get it to them with the least amount of interruptions, that's what we decided to champion. And so we've been able to create a direct-to-consumer option where we provide 5 days worth of brand new fresh produce directly to the doorsteps of residents all over the Chicagoland area. Because of moments like this where something could come and interrupt that access, we just had to create something that is always focused on the resident and not having to worry about a brick and mortar location all the time. I think all of these work together, but it's definitely a good option to have.
And Dion, you started in Englewood. What are your thoughts on Whole Foods' departure from the neighborhood?
Well, I mean, the good thing about it is Aisha is my mentor and somebody whose opinion I respect. So when we're talking development side, that's what she's versed at, you know what I mean? But I am first and foremost an Englewood resident. And, when you hear about Whole Foods leaving, there's a lot of different, reasons or emotions, but I can't get stuck on it. Immediately, my mind just goes to what Englewood is about, and that's about surviving, that's about persevering, and it's about understanding what that next man up is gonna be. And so, I could say I'm upset or I'm happy, but I'm just focused on our residents that's there, because the beautiful thing about what we've been able to do and build is that within 24 hours of that announcement, my organization still got out 3,000 pounds of fresh produce within a 1-mile radius of the store. And so, on one hand, this is unfortunate. On the other hand, that is why leaders like Aisha and Liz and myself are all around the city doing what we can to reimagine what the future can look like for our residents.
And of course, getting Whole Foods to Englewood, those 6 years ago, it took work from local organizers like you all, but also financial incentives from the city under former Mayor Rahm Emanuel that included an $11 million tax increment financing subsidy. Aisha, how do you feel, or how would you feel about the city helping to, offer millions in incentives to another grocery chain to replace it?
I would probably want them to look within first for those incentives. That's the conversations that we've been having, that this is an opportunity for us to really hone in into our own assets within the community. Folks like Dion, it's models like 40 Acres, that can be a model here in our community. People do want to see things that they can relate to. And in the beginning, Whole Foods felt that way because community was involved. And I just think that we proved that we can do something very similar, and we may not need that acre to do it.
Liz, your plan is to open a 40 acres fresh market in 2023 in another one of the city's food deserts, the West Side neighborhood of Austin. You received a $2.5 million neighborhood opportunity grant from the city to build your grocery store. Should grocery stores, especially, like the ones that we're talking about maybe with Aisha, if they are more locally owned, should they be eligible for more grocery government subsidies that other businesses maybe don't have access to?
Absolutely. They're a necessary business, and the capital cost to build out new grocery stores where they didn't exist is honestly far more than most businesses, especially smaller local businesses, can take on by themselves. I also would let people know that grocery stores are not simply about the transaction of selling groceries. They drive public health in a neighborhood, not just from the fact that they sell healthy food, but that they revitalize and activate space. So space isn't vacant and dormant, which is a breeding ground for crime. They provide jobs. They increase home values. There's social infrastructure where neighbors go and you run into your neighbors and you create those cohesive community bonds that make communities safer, more vibrant, and places that people enjoy living in. And so really, they're far more than just a business. They're a public health benefit. And if you look at them like that, then they're ripe for government subsidy and investment, at least in the initial startup phase, because you then give that store at least a fighting chance of sustainability and survival, so they're not weighed down by the initial startup debt to get all of the infrastructure in place.
And Dion, we've got about 20 seconds left, but what are your hopes for residents of Englewood and how they might continue to see healthy foods? What could replace that location?
I think it's with everybody right now. It's about understanding there's a Dion Chicago dream. There still is a 40 acres model. Out west, we're not operating in silos. There's a growing home. There's the Go Green Market on 63rd right off Racine. We have those options, and it's very important that we stop operating in silos and we all band together, because we're not just reactive. We're all proactive, and we're all in this together.
That's where we'll have to leave it. Aisha Butler, Dion Dawson, and Liz Abuna, thanks to all of you for joining us.
Thank you.